I'm working on Old Happier here, and the next thing is I want to remove these fuel injectors. There's 6 of them right along here, and bench test them for spray pattern and leaks. Now these are a 17 millimeter nut, so I should be able to get a 17 millimeter wrench in here, right, and get these loose. Well, maybe that one. No, that's not going to work. I can't get the angle that way, and I certainly can't go through this one. This one's even worse. So I can't even get an angle. So this isn't going to work. Enter the correct tool. This is the special tool that you use to get these injector line nuts off. And you know, with a 1/2 inch extension, watch how easy this is. You just go down on there like that and then break these loose. And you know, you're still going to have to kind of work them like this, but once you loosen them up, you can usually get down in here and finish it off by hand, like this. Okay, there, that one's loose. Now I'll go ahead and get all 6 of these loose, but when I'm going to have to pull these injectors out, I got to get these lines out of the way, and you don't want to be bending these. So you're going to have to take the entire assembly off by removing the lines on the injection pump as well. Okay. Here you can see the 6 lines coming out of the top of the injection pump. You've got another one here that's for the cold start system. But once again, you might be able to get a 17 millimeter on this end one. And you can come in here at a big angle on these, but it's a little hard on the nut. And of course, you cannot get the wrench head in between them. So once again, you know, look at how nice it is to have this wrench here. You just slip it on like that and just break those loose. And most of the time, when you do loosen them up, I'll just get all 6 of them loose here. And then once all 6 are loose, I'll just reach in here and spin these off by hand. Now we'll just unhook the whole hardline assembly, lift it off, and I'll come back and just show you a couple other things and close. I'm ready to remove the fuel injectors. Notice I did not remove the injector hardlines like I mentioned earlier in this video. I decided to see if I could leave these on, and I did require unhooking it here, and I also had to loosen up the nuts on the top of the injection pump over here. But look, this got the whole hardline set loose enough that I can move it out of the way to remove those 6 injectors. As soon as you remove these hardlines, you want to plug the inlet to the injector. These real smooth finished golf tees cut off work great. You just push them down in there. You do not want any dirt getting down in those injectors. You're going to learn more about that as we go along in this series and other series that I will have concerning rebuilding these type of mechanical fuel injectors. So I've got all of the injectors immediately plugged with cut off golf tees. I've loosened these up over here. Once you get them loose, they're in there really tight, by the way. Once you get them loose, you can usually get them all the way out by hand. And what I like to do is I like to put them up here in order and get a hold of the washer. You don't want to lose these washers. And the next thing I do is protect dirt from falling down inside the engine by using a plastic plug like this, see? And I'm just going to set that in place. So this will keep dirt out of the injector. That's going to keep dirt out of the engine. This one's already loose. Kind of looking at these as we go here. I'm going to pull that washer out of there with my finger. Okay. I'll grab another one of these caps and put over the hole. Now I'll go ahead and go work on the rest of them. You're going to need a long ratchet to do this, by the way. These are really on there tight. Watch the technique I use. If you just torque on it, you know, you don't get the leverage, but I have this particular ratchet all the way out. Now hold on tight here and take the flat of your hand right here and just give it a good snap. That's easier on the socket, the wrench, the injector, and your back, okay? I'm going to pull this off now. I don't need to spin that all the way out the wrench. And we'll get this one out. I forgot to mention, if you have the chance, be sure and blow this area off with compressed air or clean it before you do this. Now this one's looking a little bit dirtier, so I'll get a hold of this washer. Sometimes it takes the little finger, okay? Look at that. And I'll go ahead and put a cap on this one. All right, I think that gives you the idea. I will go ahead now off camera and remove these other three. And then we're going to talk about cleaning them and getting them ready to test on my bench tester.